So there's been a managerial shuffle, and I was barely in it. Hello folks, welcome back to Glory Hunter. Good to see you. I hope your Christmas planning's going well. Hello to those people in April. Easter's gone now, isn't it? So, but yes, there's been a shuffle. International managers were sacked left, right and centre. I went for 6 of them and I got one. And I think you'll agree, it's probably one of the more interesting ones. Not the one that's probably given me the best chance to actually win anything, but I'm on the international map and I might just have the best striker in the world at my disposal. Welcome, folks, to Norway. So as well as still being AC Milan manager, and of course we'll touch on that in just a moment, I am the manager of Norway and a Norway side that have 3 or 4 very good footballers. The main man, of course, being Erling Haaland from Liverpool, who is a superstar player. And speaking of Liverpool, again, there was big talk. Would Klopp be sacked after the Champions League final if they lost it? Well, I can reveal to you that he's still manager, and they still lost it at the very end of last season. I watched the game as well. It was a 94th minute, 93rd minute. It was very, very late on. City won the game, and heartbreak. Yeah, 95th minute it was. Sorry, João Felix there. I've loaded it up so you can see the teams a little bit. City, our front three, and I'm in the way of it, but they have Mbappe, Felix, Sterling, Valverde, Foden, etc. Played Stones at DM and beat a Liverpool side that, again, with Haaland up front. I mean, massive underperformances from Mane and Salah over there. We've not gone anywhere. I wanted some of the bigger international jobs, obviously, because it would have given me a better chance, probably, of winning an international tournament. I went for Brazil, England, Spain, France was there as well, and Italy, which would have been kind of nice. So while at Milan, transfer stuff has happened all over the place. So there are some big moves, because obviously I'm still here. We've got the Super Cup against Manchester City, the Europa League winners versus the Champions League winners. That'll be a good battle. Of course, we'll touch on some of the stuff we've got with Norway coming up. They're a side that have had a disappointing Euros, I would say. Drew, to be fair, with World Cup winners Wales, of course. So not all bad news. And our group for the the Nations League is the Czech Republic, Spain and England. Not easy. But of course, a couple of years away then from a World Cup. And it looks like that World Cup for me will hopefully be with Norway. I wasn't expecting it either. And also it means we can look at all the best Norwegian players for free, basically, which is good fun. And me and Erling could get on. I'm thinking big mates, you know. I could have my arm around him and go, Erling, do you want to come play for me at every club I manage? Why are you not listening, Erling? I think it'd be nice. I'm hopeful. So then let's turn our attention to Milan, where I'm still here and I don't want to be here. I am a manager for hire. I don't need to be here anymore. And I've also sold their best defender. And in fact, 2 of their best defenders have gone. And I say they're not mine anymore. This is awful. First up, we knew it was going to happen. He was going to leave on a free, regardless of whether I was here or not. My big plan was to go somewhere else, sign him, and stay with him. But Theo Hernandez has gone to Arsenal, of all places, of all the teams he could have gone to. He had offers from all the big clubs. City, Liverpool, Barcelona are interested. He's gone to Arsenal. I don't fully know why. They've got Kieran Tierney. It's very confusing. He's left Milan, so we've had to replace him. You can't really replace him. Not as good as Theo Hernandez. Anyone. You could have gone for anyone. And the other big move is that Tomori has left us as well. The man I have dubbed the best defender in Football Manager 2022. Has moved on and gone elsewhere. £102 million. I think Milan probably would have accepted it had I not been here. So I figured I should probably do the right thing. I have replaced him pretty well, to be fair, but it's not really the point, is it? He's gone to Newcastle. Whether they become a powerhouse side in the history of football now, we'll have to wait and see. Of course, August not over yet. They've brought in but they've spent a lot of money though, so I don't know if they've got room to bring in anyone else, but they're 11 and their team right now, as I say, is pretty good. That's not it. But yeah, I'm sure you can flick through the names there and see that they've got some very, very capable footballers, and some from Newcastle that are still there for some reason. So let's do a big reveal that you can sort of see everything there that's gone on. Daroon's gone to Lille, for those that are interested. Icardi's left us for Roma as well. Never really made sense for him to be here. The big move that was obvious is Dan Damsgaard. That was set to happen no matter what. Actually did pretty well last year. Like, played a bit part, but when he came in, he always seemed to put in decent performances. Whether that's worth £24.4 million, I'm not too sure. Played quite a lot in the cup competitions in Europe as well, of course. It gave us room to sort of rotate here and there, and looks a little bit like Zidane the Cannon Shannon, so good too. The big replacement for Tomori then, I went for someone else that's really fast and hopefully just as good, slightly better aerially, maybe not quite so good on the ball, is Kurt Zouma. Now, 29 years of age, it's quite expensive to spend £60 million on him, but the West Ham defender has been playing really well for West Ham. Like, they're good average ratings for a centre-back, so we thought we'd get him in again. I've sort of replaced pace with pace. It's that cover role that's crucial. So we've brought in Kurt Zouma. Other centre-back we brought in as well. Koulibaly. I just thought that was quite fun. Of course, knows Italy very well. Still pretty quick, actually. Could definitely play ahead of Coates, maybe? I don't know. His composure and concentration have always terrified me in Football Manager, so I'm not too sure. But at 33, still can do a job. Yes, we're paying him quite a lot of money, but down as a squad player, I think it's, again, a really good addition. And Djimitsi City? Yep, Barat. We'll go with Barat. From Albania, another good backup defender to have here as well. So there's the four core is still here. Some of the other defenders, of course, have left as well. Gabia has gone. I'm pretty sure Kay has left as well. I say I'm pretty sure Kay has left. Kay has definitely left, hasn't he? Yeah, Kay has gone as well. At left back, we brought in Alex Telles. We really helped West Ham out here. He's got a Serie A ban and a Super Cup ban, which is not ideal. And apparently he's not quite as good as Pellegrini. He's okay. Again, replacing Theo Hernandez is basically impossible unless you've got £100 million. And while we did sell Tomori, we were sort of replacing him. So that money wasn't readily available. We might still look for loans. We could still make a big transfer. We've got £62 million. But Telles, for right now, seemed like an okay option in the defence that has got significantly weaker. The rest of the side has remained pretty much the same. We've brought in Dybala, that's Damsgaard. We've brought in Dybala, we've brought in Wijnaldum. I've clicked Damsgaard again. We've brought in Jorginho Wijnaldum as a very good sort of third, fourth choice. We sold the Rune, and Wijnaldum is sort of the replacement for that. So we've made that choice. And I reckon he's going to be all right. Again, he can play lots of different roles for us. Still pretty good at 33. A 2-year deal. To me, it just made sense. £12 million. It's pretty reasonable. Now, we went to try and get Antoine Griezmann in, but he's gone to Inter Milan. And at the same time, Inter Milan bid for Dybala. And I thought, well, if Inter can have Dybala, I'll have Griezmann. That'd be great. So they've got Griezmann already, Inter. And now, hopefully, if all goes to plan, they will also end up with Dybala, which means on the flip side of that, when Dybala leaves for 45 million quid, £45 million up front, I'm trying to bring in Nabil Fekir, who for right now is still pretty good. Admittedly, at 31, you're asking for 2 or 3 years, maybe, from him. Not my problem, viewers. Frankly, no, I've done a really nice job here for Milan. This is not my problem. So good luck with him. I'm sure he'll be great. So the squad and the team is very succinct right now. It's kind of exactly what I would expect and want it to be. As we go into this game against Manchester City, Bejo's going to start in goal. Singo, Telles either side. Actually, can Telles play? Oh, apparently this game just doesn't count. Zouma and Coates at the back. Tonali, SMS, Rafinha, Bailey, Vlahovic and Sesko. Basically, this is the one trophy that isn't in Glory Hunter that I could still win. I haven't won yet, so we might as well go for it. And of course, the update is what do we do about the league jobs that have become available? Of course, some managers internationally were taken. They took from club sides. Guess which club sides they took from? Lazio, Fiorentina, and some other one from Italy, which is really not handy for me, is it? I was really hoping they'd go elsewhere. You can notice there the Bournemouth job is available. They're currently third, alphabetically. So yeah, not a job that I think makes a great deal of sense for me to go to. They do have Sir Chris Mepham, of course, after his World Cup win with Wales, but I don't necessarily think that that's the right move in the right direction. The plan then, there's two plans. You either resign, let Guardiola take this and be jobless, or you wait for a job across Europe to spring up, and as soon as it springs up and it makes sense to go, we go. So that's going to be the strategy for this season. But we'll try and leave Milan in safe passage, right? Yeah. This is the weirdest bit in Glory Hunter. Last time, for those that missed Glory Hunter 1 or can't remember, I'll refresh the memory. I left Inter after 2 years of relative success and then failed to find a job until December, where I took over a Dortmund side in 12th. So it's exciting times, isn't it? Yeah, sort of, in a way. Let's get into this then. Milan versus Manchester City. How good? Now, this is a good test as well, because we've talked a lot about the fact that I don't think this Milan side are quite at the level of Manchester City or those big English sides. We beat Arsenal pretty handedly, but I do think there's better over there. We're about to find out, aren't we? I realised that playing Tonali over Kessie, as much as I changed that a minute ago, probably isn't the move. Telesh at left back. Please do a good job. And Zuma, you've got big shoes to fill, mate. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Can we knock off the Super Cup? Not part of Glory Hunter. Probably should have made it a part of Glory Hunter, now I think about it, because it would have been nicer to have 15, wouldn't it? But it's a bit late and I've already made the graphics, so can't do it. So the big news, the takeaways here, viewers. I'm Norway manager. I'm stuck at Milan, and bloody hell, that's a good team. That wasn't one of the takes. Sorry, that wasn't part of the counting. Their team is outrageous. I already knew the City team was good, but that is disgusting. Look at the state of that. I mean, oh my God, Mbappe's injured, and you can't even tell. Gravenberch, Foden, Grealish, Ferran Torres, Coman on the bench. I mean, this guy, Jamal Musiala, is like unbelievable in Football Manager this year. If you can get him, do, because wowzers. I'm about to get hurt, aren't I? I'm not in a good space. Of course, this is still my Milan team. These are still my Milan boys. And I think you'll agree, I could have done them far dirtier if I wanted to, but I wanted to stay sort of true to them. You know, I wanted to, if I was going to bring in players that logically make sense based on the team that's been here before. Again, left back's been a bit of an issue. There are about 5 or 6 really good left backs, and one of the best in the world is the one that's left me on a free transfer. So it's not great news, as Sterling on this left-hand side though, my right back getting tested. Cancelo into the penalty area, back to De Bruyne now, lays it off to Valverde on the edge, who shoots well over. Now again, defensively, we were very good once. By the way, now that Kurt Zouma's picked up a booking early, well done, mate. Now that we've seen Tomori go to Newcastle, I would love to go there. As De Bruyne, well, easily dealt with by Kessie and the goalkeeper. Sure, it's hit the bar, relax. Yeah, but Newcastle definitely become an option for me now, which is very exciting. As we've got a little bit of possession over on this right-hand side. Welcome to the highlights, boys. As Singo, if he can get a ball in, we're big, remember, but Ederson has got arms, which he's allowed to use as part of the rules of goalkeeping, and will now look to distribute. Now, will he just roll this short? He will. See, this is very Manchester City of them. You've got to respect it. Although Guardiola, of course, not in charge. I'm not actually sure who's in charge. I didn't check that before we continued. As João Felix plays it all back to Laporte. They're doing Manchester City things. Okay, this is nice. The ball out to the right-hand side. Porro, we're running back, sort of, which we're trying really hard to run back. Bernardo Silva flicks it on. Musiala plays it across. As how has it not got in on every level? I dare say it has, viewers. I'm going to look. This probably isn't good for my... yeah. I can't find it. The highlight that we've just had has disappeared forever. All right, we've got it. We've tracked it down. That's taken a lot more effort than it should have done, as that... I mean, fortunately, the invisible wall has kept him out of the goal. I don't even know what the rule would have been there. Would he just carrying it over his own goal line? That's totally fair. All right, that took me about 15 minutes to find, so that's gone well. Oh, Rafinha's injured. Oh, good. That was far too happy about that. We'll bring Dybala on for his final game. I mean, why not? And I'm looking up front, by the way. Vlahovic is on a 6.3. Oh, hang on. We were about 5 minutes in here. Steady on. I'm trying to make changes early on. We're 35 minutes in. I'm thinking about a double sub. SMS ball in, by the way. Zuma! Kurt Zuma on his debut. Forget Tonali. That there is the best defender in FM22. Forget everything I said. Did I say Tonali? Tomori. Sorry. Very confusing. Lots of letters. Begins with T. I can't help it. Ball played in. Zuma. What a leap, by the way. That's a new threat. Tomori was always pretty good aerially, but... that was different. I mean, them in Quasas as well. Good lord, that could be 25 goals between them. So he leads in the Super Cup. The plucky little underdogs, the little Europa League winners with a set piece. Look at us go. This is like FA Cup third round stuff, this, isn't it? This is what dreams are made of. I think we're worth £1 billion. I don't know what I'm saying. I mean, the context, though, that's still not much compared to them. As Porro's forward, Pedro Porro, a very good, fun footballer to use on FM. Valverde, loads of space, as is Cancelo. We shouldn't really give players with this amount of ability this much time to have a think about what to do, in my opinion. Bernardo Silva back out to Pedro Porro. They're lining up in the middle to the back post. Sterling's there this time, and that's been coming for about 50 minutes. We've only been playing for 45. Oh, well, you win some, you draw some 1-1, don't you? As the phrase goes. There we are, then Rafinha injured. That might disrupt our plans a little bit, but of course, Fekir, hopefully, is en route. We're doing well. Just keep it up. Just keep going. I'm clapping. Keep going. It's a breezy, wet 17 degrees. We must be playing in Stockport, which is unfair, really, because that's pretty much a home game for them, isn't it? So, come on. I've actually done the Stockport to Manchester train. You see the Etihad on the way in, as it happens. It's quite a cheap journey, as I remember, actually. Very pleasant. The seats were comfortable. Sesko's in, by the way. It's still 1-1. For more train stories, listen to my podcast, Ben on Trains. It's coming soon. Some of my train stories are less good than others. Cancelo plays it forward, Foden pulls it back to Barla. Lovely clearance from him as Vlahovic flicks it on to nobody. But he won the header, and I think that's what's important in that circumstance. As De Bruyne picks it up, back to Ruben Diaz. Basically, because we play two central midfielders, our centre-back has to come out to close at times, and we literally can't get near them. It's just they're just passing it around like that's the only job in the game. Valverde scores. How do you stop this other than putting 15 midfielders in there? It's amazing to me that Manchester City are playing so much like the Manchester City under Guardiola that I don't know how. Again, I don't know what to stop this. I don't know how to talk. Viewers is the biggest issue. Conveying my instructions to the players, a problem. Right, I think there's definitely some changes that need to be made. We're quite tired. Benjamin Sesko's injured. I was going to leave you on, mate. We're going to bring on Tonali, though, to sit in this deeper role and just have Vlahovic up front on his own. I'm going to try and stop this if we can. But right now, they are running somewhat rampant. So I'm just sticking Tonali, defensive midfielder, sit where they play, please. The problem is that's not necessarily going to encourage goals, is it? As Foden, ball in, SMS gets it clear. We're such a big team. We've got so many tall players. SMS, Vlahovic, Coates, Kurt Zouma. None of which were tall enough to stop that, though, as De Bruyne scores goal of the year in August. This feels like a very much do you ever use the phrase there's levels to this game? There are levels to this game and we're not at that level. Would Tomori have stopped it? That's what you've got to wonder now, haven't you? See, every time. Oh, let's go back to that Kurt Zouma header. That was a highlight for it. Oh, what a moment. We're closing them down. But there's really, like, Vlahovic is trying. There's no point. They get the ball, they control it, and they pass it straight away. It's just like, you can't get near this. Every time we close down, I mean, Porro's now decided, no, we're not doing passing. I'm going to dribble through your whole team and embarrass you in multiple ways. They're in again. Big chance. Oh, for heaven's sake. I'm not even that genuinely not even that embarrassed. And in a way, it's not, as I said, not part of the Glory Hunter journey, is it? So this is irrelevant. I'm doing a lot of clicking today. I don't know. I feel like sleigh bells ring. Are you listening? It just feels right to do. Mendy, ball in, Felix again. I mean, Bouchelot, this is the most amount of goals he's ever conceded for me, I'm pretty sure. I think we've conceded 3 once, maybe twice, but 4, never. And it ends 4-1. Not watching that. Move on. We don't. It's come on, needless. If there's a tournament to lose or a cup to lose, I guess in a way, it's probably that one. Whether I'd have won that game and they'd have sat their manager or not, that'll live with me forever. As Rafinha's injured for 2 weeks, pulled ankle ligaments, twisted knee for Benjamin Sesko. It's a great start to the season. Atalanta in 3 days. So, of course, because this has been completed, that's actually a friendly against Atalanta as well. What is this system? Because we've sort of gone through Italy and done it all, there's not a huge amount to bring you in terms of matches. So the next update will be a managerial update. I will let you know what we're doing, how clubs are looking around Europe. Of course, we'll keep an eye on what's happening. So I'll have to play quite a lot into the future. There will be a video tomorrow on Christmas Eve. There will not be a video on Christmas Day because it's Christmas Day. So watch the speech and that. Do something. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Eat yourself silly. And then Boxing Day, probably not either. And then after that, we'll be returning. So I'll see you then. With love, with care, for us. But just say it's time. Have fun. I'll be back tomorrow for an update on this shambles. Bye-bye.